नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके
भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
प्रियां श्रीमद्भागवतं 1.7.17 इति प्रियां वल्गुविचित्रजल्पै
इति प्रियां वल्गुविचित्रजल्पै
शान्त्वा इतवा अच्युतमित्रसूत
स शान्त्वयित्वाच्युतमित्रसूत
अन्वाद्रवत् दंशित उग्रधन्वा
अन्वाद्रवद्दंशित उग्रधन्वा
कपिध्वजो गुरुपुत्रामृतेन
कपिध्वजो गुरुपुत्रं रथेन
इति प्रियं वल्गुविचित्रजल्पै
इति प्रियं वल्गुविचित्रजल्पै
शान्त्वयित्वाच्युतमित्रसूत
स शान्त्वयित्वाच्युतमित्रसूत
अन्वाद्रवत् दंशित उग्रधन्वा
अन्वाद्रवद्दंशित उग्रधन्वा
कपिध्वजो गुरुपुत्रं रथेन
कपिध्वजो गुरुपुत्रं रथेन।
Can I continue, Rajeshwara Prabhu? Okay. इति प्रियां वल्गुविचित्रजल्पै
इति प्रियां वल्गुविचित्रजल्पै
स शान्त्वायित्वाच्युतमित्रसूत
स शान्त्वयित्वाच्युतमित्रसूत
अन्वाद्रवत् दंशित उग्रधन्वा
अन्वाद्रवद्दंशित उग्रधन्वा
कपिध्वजो गुरुपुत्रं रथेन
कपिध्वजो
गुरुपुत्रं रहतेन
synonyms iti thus
इति thus
priyam unto the dear
प्रियम
प्रियां
unto the dear
dear
valgu sweet
Valgu sweet
sweet
vichitra variegated
Vichitra variegated
jalpai by statements
Jalpai by statements
sa he
Sa he
shantaviyatva satisfying
Santvayitva satisfying
achyut achyutamitra suta arjuna who is guided by the infallible lord as a friend and driver
Achyuta Mitra Suta Arjuna who is guided by the infallible Lord as a friend and driver.
anva dravat followed
Anva Dravat followed.
damsita being protected by the kavacha
Damshita being protected by Kavacha.
Ugradhanva equipped with furious weapons.
Ugra Dhanva equipped with furious weapons.
Kapidvaja Arjuna.
Kapidvaja Arjuna.
Guruputram, the son of martial teacher.
Guruputra son of
Guruputram, the son of the martial teacher.
Rathena getting on the chariot.
Rathena getting on the chariot.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Translation. Arjuna, who is guided by the infallible Lord as a friend and driver,
who is guided by the infallible Lord as a friend and driver,
thus satisfy the dear lady by such statements.
thus satisfied the dear lady by such statements.
Then he dressed in armor and armed himself with furious weapons.
Then he dressed in armor and armed himself with furious weapons.
And getting into his chariot,
And getting into his chariot,
he set out to follow Ashwatthama.
He set out to
follow Ashwatthama,
the son of his martial teacher.
the
the son of his martial teacher.
Okay, there's no purport here, so we'll go to the next verse. So in this verse, there is like previous verse, we saw that Ashwatthama beheaded the 5 sons of Draupadi and taking it to Duryodhana. Duryodhana was so very displeased with that activity. And then Arjuna took a promise. He went to Draupadi and said that I'll finish him and I'll come. And then immediately he is getting on the chariot. Kapidwaja means Arjuna's chariot is having Hanuman in the flag. So Hanuman is Kapi. So Kapidwaja means flag. Kapidwaja means Hanuman flagged chariot is having. And here Arjuna is mentioned as, because the same chariot in which he fought also. So he's called Achyuta Mitra Suta. Mitra is also a friend. Suta is the well-wisher. Here we see that he was driver also. So here Prabhupada is mentioning, and getting into his chariot, he set out to follow Ashwatthama. Ashwatthama, see, whenever you see the word guru, you should not misunderstand. Every guru word means spiritual master. So here it's guru is mentioned here. Prabhupada is translating Guru Putram, the son of martial teacher. He was not a spiritual master. Nobody will disobey the order of spiritual master and all that. But here he is only the teacher who taught him the war tactics, how to fight in the war and all these things. So is called as martial teacher, who Dronacharya. So son is Ashwatthama, the son of martial teacher. Okay, we'll go to the next verse. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.7.18. Okay. Tam apatanam savilakshya durat
Vilakshya Duraj.
कुमारहोद्विग्नमना रतेन
Kumarahodvignam Naratina.
पराद्रवत् प्राण परिप्सुर ऊर्व्याम्
Paradраvat pran paripsururvyam
यावद्गमं रुद्र वयात् यताक
Yavad Mam Rudravaya Yathaka.
तम् आपतानां सविलक्ष्य दूर्या
tam apatantam savilakshya durat
कुमारहोद्विग्नमना रतेन
कुमारहोद्विग्नमनारथेन
पराद्रवत् प्राण परिप्सुर ऊर्व्याम्
पराद्रवत् प्राणपरिप्सुरुर्व्याम्
यावद्गमं रुद्रभयात् यथाक
यावद्गमरुद्रभयाद्यथाकः
तम् आपत्नं स विलक्ष्य दूरात्
तमापतन्तं सविलक्ष्य दूरात्
कुमारहोद्विग्नमना रतेन
कुमारोद्विग्नमनारथेन
पराद्रवत् प्राण परिप्सुर्ऊर्व्याम्
पराद्रवत् प्राणपरिप्सुरुर्व्याम्
गमं रुद्रभयात् यथाक
यावद्गमरुद्रभयाद्यथाकः
synonyms tam him apatnatum coming over furiously
Coming over furiously.
sa he
Sahi.
vilakshya seeing
Vilakshya.
durat from a distance
Durat
from a distance.
kumaraha the murderer of the princes
Kumaraha, the
The murderer of princess.
udvigna mana disturbed in mind
Udvigna Mana, disturbed in mind.
ratena on the chariot
Rathena on the chariot.
paradravat fled
Paradya,
fled.
Prana, life.
Prana,
Prana,
life.
life.
Paripshu, for protecting.
Parikshu, for
Parikshu, for
protecting.
protecting.
Urvyam, with great speed.
Urvyam,
Urvyam,
great
great
speed.
speed.
Yavat Gamam, as he fled.
Yavat
Yavat
Gamam,
as
as
he
he
fled.
fled.
Rudra Bhayat, by the fear of Shiva.
Rudra
Rudra
Bhayad,
Bhayad,
by
by the
fear
fear
of
of
Shiva.
Shiva.
Yata, as.
Yatha,
Yatha,
as
Ka, Brahma,
Kah Brahma.
or Arka Surya.
Or
or
Arka Surya.
Surya.
Translation: Ashwatthama, the murderer of the princess,
Ashwathama, the
The
murderer of the
mother of the
princess,
princess,
seeing from a great distance Arjuna coming at him,
seeing
seeing
from a
from a
great
great distance
distance
Arjuna
Arjuna
coming at
coming at
him
him
with a great speed,
with
with
great
great
speed,
speed,
fled in his chariot,
fled in
fled
his
his
chariot,
chariot,
panic striken,
panic
panic
striking,
striking,
just to save his life,
just to
just
save his
to
life,
save his life.
as Brahma fled in fear of Shiva.
as Brahma fled in fear from Shiva.
Purport.
According to the reading matter, either Kah or Arka, there are two references in the Puranas. Kah means Brahma, who once became allured by his daughter and began to follow her, which infuriated Shiva, who attacked Brahma with his trident. Brahmaji fled in fear of his life. As far as Arka is concerned, there is a reference in a Vamana Purana. There was a demon by the name Vidyunmali who was gifted with a glowing golden aeroplane which traveled to the back of the sun and night disappeared because of the glowing effulgence of this plane. Thus, the sun god became angry, and with his virulent rays, he melted the plane. This enraged Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva then attacked the sun god, who fled away at last fell down at Kashi, Varanasi, and the place became famous as Lolarka.
Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Ugam Karodi Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramanandamadavam Sri Chaitanyamishwaram Namavom Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataga Swaminiti Namine Namo Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayine Gaurakata Damadaya Nagaragramatarine Namavom Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, so now Arjuna is very very angry and seeing Draupadi crying, he came, get into the chariot, the same chariot which Krishna was the charioteer, and there is a Hanuman in the flag, and getting defeated like anything. Everybody got defeated. And this is already simply seeing Arjuna in the chariot itself brings fear to those Duryodhana's party. And nobody is left out now to support. And this Ashwatthama, the son of Drona, he got scared that because he came in great speed to take the chariot and coming towards him, he found Ashwatthama where he is and he is chasing. So he saw in far away, he saw that Arjuna is coming towards him only. He understood what he did the previous day. Night he went and killed. Now this is the consequence coming. And what immediately he took his chariot and in fear he panicked. Nowadays we have the car chase and all in movies. We are seeing a lot of car chase and all. And most of the movies have this to bring entertainment, especially Hollywood movies and all. They will have a lot of car chase. In olden movies, they told we should have a car chase and they tried it and it was very badly done in India. But when you see Hollywood movies, you'll see real heavy chase. So fled in the chariot, panic stricken, just to save. In those days, it was just the chariot. The chariot is not just, okay. In Ramayana, there is a description of a chariot where Bharata Maharaj, sorry, the mm, death of the father, like the mother is asking, the Rama should not be the crown prince. Rather, her son Kaikeyi is asking Dasaratha. Then what happens is, um, Dasratha cannot withstand. Then she said Rama has to go to forest and all those things. We will see as we see Rama's incarnation in Bhagavatam. We will see, and then actually Dasratha left his body because he cannot. Nobody can withstand the separation from God, and normally itself. And when God is your own son and he is separating, how they can live? Same way Yashoda and Nanda Maharaja felt the separation from Krishna. See, normal children itself, ordinary parents cannot withstand separation. Then what to speak if Supreme Personality of God is the Son, and if he is getting separated, and how they will feel? And then why did Yashoda and Nanda live? Because Krishna promised, I'll come back. And he's still in Dwaraka, he's still a king. They are getting messages. So they cannot die and they cannot live. That was the situation of Rajavasis when Krishna left. But here we see that actually he disappeared. Who Dasaratha cannot withstand separation of Rama because he has seen Ramachandra grew up. There he is, a beautiful young boy, and amazing reciprocations personally with God uh, will be the greatest treasure. Of course, we are hearing so many pastimes of Lord with other people, with so many other devotees, okay, Narsinghadev and Prahlad. We are hearing, but in this hearing, we'll develop a great affection towards the Supreme Lord. So when we start exhibiting this affection by the instruction of spiritual master, by following many things like Damodarati we do, and we do Arati, then we do chanting mainly, and we go to the festivals, we enjoy. So when we do all these things, we also simultaneously hear about how Lord reciprocates. Gradually our affection for Lord increases, okay, by the blessings of spiritual master Guru Krishna Prasadepai. So what we do is, this Bhakti Lata is growing, then we will start having reciprocations with the Supreme Lord. When we start having personally reciprocations with Supreme Lord, that will be the greatest treasure which we will guard in our heart. And there may be many past tense, many things we will hear, but in between how Lord saved me in my life, how Lord reciprocated me in life, these things will become a treasure of the heart. There is a prema sambhuta. What is that? Krishna prema. Every living entity has Krishna prema. Only thing is, it has forgotten. Acharya Parampara is coming to remind. They are not giving from very beginning. They are not transforming you. No, you already have it. You already have it. Only they are reminding you. Excuse me, you have forgotten. In plane, when somebody is going, then if there is an accident, there is a black box. It is made of iron, such a heavy iron that it will never crash, fireproof. Then when they open the black box, all the recordings and everything will be there inside it, and all the messages related to how, what is the previous message which happened, what pilot conversed, whether it's due to a hijack or is it to mission failure, what is the fault, they can find out. Same way capsules are there. In this way, like very like this. So the affection and the reciprocation from the time we took up Krishna consciousness till this very moment when we started chanting, we started having reciprocations. The intensity of reciprocation will depend on your intensity of devotion, especially when you have taken initiation and serving Guru Maharaj. You have to take up service, some service, whatever is capable. Guru knows you won't give beyond your capacity. So, and according to that, we are serving and simultaneously practicing everything very nicely, following regulative principles, chanting, and very enthusiastically participating with desire in the heart, and all this process, then we will personally have reciprocation, and that will become a great treasure. So in this way, Dasaratha Maharaja was not able to, that is called Prema Sambhuta. Krishna Prema's one part is the heart of the soul, the intimate relationship which it had personally with Lord. All the reciprocations will be saved. That Sambhuta means a treasure box, jewel box. Some ladies, they will put all their jewels in a box and lock it and keep it. And when they open, there will be so many bangles, and there will be, this is, they sell jewel boxes. So in this jewel box, we keep all the valuables inside it. And like this, so there is a treasure. So the spirit soul preserves this, even life after life, this personal reciprocation. Same way, Dasaratha Maharaj was not able to withstand because he had as a son, how many times Ramachandra would have played in his lap, shown various bhavas between the eye to eye contact, and so many as father and son with the Supreme Lord. How that would have been, who can actually live when separation happens? So he left his body. Hmm? And when Bharata, this message has to reach to Bharata, who was in his mother's Kaikeyi's kingdom, then a chariot is described to go in such a speed, with highest speed car of this world cannot match it. For this message, it was amazing. The messenger went in the speed, and Bharata also came in that speed. That is why before Lord Ramachandra reached a particular place, he reached such a heavy chariot those days. And even now, when the motor speed in the machineries, when they are measured, the unit of measurement is called horsepower. Excuse me, baby, why did you got horsepower when you killed all the horses? And you want a machine, directly use a horse. Horse is more powerful. You know, a machine is less powerful. Why can't you use a horse? No, no, I'm envious of Krishna. So I'm envious of all living entities. So I will kill all of them. And I'll want to become self-sustained. Like this. But anyway, here we see that this is not a comedy scene which they are showing in some movies. That's why we should not see the other material things you see in movie or not, that doesn't matter. But Vedic things we should not see in movie or serial. We should not see. We should not see either Ramayana or Mahabharata, something in the TV. We should not see it. We should not hear from them. We should not see the descriptions, because sometimes, not some, sometimes they may, in order to enhance the drama, they may show faster chariot. But most of the times, older movies, older Ramayana, you see, pathetically chariot will go. Then seeing that will be, why we have to go in chariot? We can go in motor car, it will be faster. Like that, people will laugh. So actually, it is not true. As good as motor car, okay? As good as a speeding car, a speeding chariot will be. So he's far away, he's seeing like somebody coming in, chasing in a bike. Somebody is seeing from far away, they'll get inside the bike and run fast. Same way, so quickly Ashwatthama got into his chariot and just went, see that this is possible. So technology is there every time. It is not that technology is advanced now. Earlier stages, there was no technology. Every time there is some transportation, there is communication, there is telepathy, everything is there every time. There is some way or other messages are being conveyed, some way or other. It is not that one is better than the other, but there is an arrangement every time in this material world. So if we need not too much think about arranging so many things, because somehow or other there is an arrangement for everything. Which is better, which is worse, that we need not discuss. Whatever is available to us around us, we will use it. That's it. For communication, we have a telephone, we will use it. And if we are a prince and we have a messenger, we will use it. Whichever is applicable as of today, we will just use it. That's it. Not try to make it rewind the time and go to the previous yuga, or forward the time and go to next century. Instead of 2000 century, I'll go into 3000 century. Not like that. We just accept whatever is available around us and we just execute Krishna consciousness. Not that, okay, those days there was horse, so let us bring some 1,000 horses, we'll try. No, 1,000 horses, okay, at least 2 horses I will bring up, and then I'll make it into 4, I'll make it into 8, and I'll die. No, I have a bike, I'll go bike and preach. If I have a car, I'll go. I don't have a bike and car, I'll go in toto. If not, I'll walk, I'll take a bus. What is the big deal? Whatever is the transportation. It is not that I need to go in the chariot and preach Krishna consciousness, or go to the temple in a chariot. Not like that. Whatever is available. But we should understand that it is not like a joke which they are actually portraying, that Arjuna coming in the chariot is not a joke. It is actually an amazing scene that Ashwatthama's fireball went into the stomach. Panic stricken just to save his own life. That Brahmana, that he flew away, the Ashwatthama, Brahma Bandhu flew away. So there is two examples given how he flew. One is actually Brahma flying, running in fear of Shiva, heavy fear. Because Brahma is supposed to be the father of all the living entities when he is creating. Of course, there is some Vedic methodology where Rishi or Muni, he may beget a child from Tapasya, and that child can be married to Brahma. There is no problem. But directly when he is producing something, he is considered as a father. Directly if he is producing. The Rishi and Muni, due to their own tapasya's power, they can produce, then they become the Rishi's daughter, then Brahma can marry. That is different. That we will see all the creation details completely in second canto and the half of third canto. Complete, beautiful, very detail is given. Very detail. From the very beginning, before this universe is created. Very, very scientifically given. Very beautiful science book. Bhagavatam, the very beautiful, genuine science book. Genuine, it's not motivated towards manipulating you, rather giving you an information genuinely. And when we read it from very beginning, especially we are devotees, 100% pure in heart, we saw, without envy of anybody, unbiased. That is the first 2-3 slokas is giving the eligibility. Who will understand clearly? Bhagavatam itself, the eligibility of Bhagavatam is that. And if you are of the ulterior motive, you are reading Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam will not yield you the result, because every word, every syllable is Krishna. Krishna will not reveal it to you unless otherwise your motive is pure. Not a research attitude, but genuinely we try to understand things and accept everything in Bhagavatam, then we understand Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead, there are devotees and all. So here we see that Shiva is being chased. Shiva, Brahma is being chased. So that then this because he created a girl, okay, and it is said to be his daughter because he created it. When somebody creates it, they should not have lust over it. This is a genuine principle. You can maintain it, but being lusty is different. Maintaining it is different. So here, this Brahma had attraction towards. He created a very, very beautiful girl. So very means quality wise, not in a lusty figure. He didn't create a lusty figure. He created a beautiful young woman. And then he wanted, when he saw that so beautiful girl, that he thought that why can't I marry her? Then when he had this thought, then all his parents, sons, he had rishis and munis as sons. Narada is a son, 4 Kumaras, many, many rishis directly Brahma created. Daksha, without father, without mother. Mother is not required. Earlier, there was no sex required to beget children. Just by dhyana, they beget children. There are certain mantras which one has to chant and stay in meditation. When a man does that, then he can beget child. But later, when Sutapa and Swayambhu Munu, later Daksha had some problems, then came intercourse is required to have a child. That came later, lot later. But initially, it was Brahma was just creating by his own austerities and penance. He was creating on the methodology which are described by Lord Krishna, as spiritual master Mahavishnu instructs him. So here, the according to the reading matter, either Ka or Arka, there are two references in the Puranas. Ka means Brahma. So two people are mentioned, Ka and Arka, two examples. They flew out of fear of Shiva. Shiva was setting right the scene. And Brahma, once he began allured by his daughter, and began to follow her. So that Shiva, when he sees this kind of attitude, he gets very, very angry. He's a pure devotee, he's a Vaishnava. Vaishnavanam yatasam. So when we see somebody wearing saffron and they are having some intention towards girls, going and smiling, then we will correct them. We will not get, certainly a devotee will get angry. This is considered by by Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is calling this concept as mithyachara. What does mithyachara means? Mithyachara means you dress as a renounced person. No, 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 I don't have any attachment to women. I don't look at women. I'm a very chaste person. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm a Kirtaniya. You may be even a Kirtaniya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will throw you away from his eyes or association if you have ulterior motives that he can see. That is the example which is right now going in Chaitanya Leela. The same purport which we are reading, similar is going in Chaitanya Leela, where there is one Chota Haridas. And right now, yesterday, this fasting was started and now it will continue. The Chota Haridas was there. He is a Kirtaniya. He is chanting, singing for Lord Chaitanya, personally singing for Lord Chaitanya. In various Kirtan he has sung, various dancing he has sung. He is a regular singer, Chota Haridas. Because there are many Haridas, and that our Haridas Thakur is very old. So this is a young man, young boy, handsome. So he is called Chota Haridas. Because they have to identify, no, but Haridas, because there are many Haridas around Lord Chaitanya. So there is confusion. So they call this because he's young, they call him Chota Haridas. So that they are not referring to Haridas Thakur, who's an older person, who's also settled in Puri. Hmm. So he is singing, but one time this Bhagavan Acharya wanted to cook for Lord Chaitanya. He will tell that you go and bring rice from Sikhi Mahiti's house. So when he goes to Sikhi Mahiti's house, there is Sikhi Mahiti's sister, very elderly lady. Sikhi Mahiti is also old. They're all old friends of Lord Chaitanya. And every day from, so Sikhi Mahiti's sister, she was living in Panihati earlier, and now she's in Puri now. And they used to send all the very, very wonderful, tasty foodstuffs for Lord Chaitanya to Puri every year. Sikhi Mahiti would carry in pots. Raghavera Jali in Raghavas Pandita's house. But who cooks is Madhavi. Madhavi cooks. So she is sister of Sikhi Mahiti. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had 3.5 friends, 3.5 close friends, besties. Who are all the besties of Lord Chaitanya? One is Swarupa Damodar, another one is Ramanandaraya, and then third is Sikhi Mahiti. And why 3.5? The half is Madhavi Devi. Madhavi Devi is a close friend because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had sannyas. He won't personally talk with her, but there are so many confidential exchanges between them. She is said to be Radharani's servant, Radharani's close friend in Goloka Vrindavana, in Krishna Leela. And Ramanandaraya, you know, he is Vishaka Sakhi, came as Ramanandaraya. And Swarup Damodar is Lalita Sakhi, who came, who is from Chaitanya Vrindavan Leela. And you know, Lord Chaitanya Gauranga is nobody but Radha and Krishna. So whoever you will see, Radha, Krishna, Lalita, Lalita, Vishaka, Adi, Jata Sakhi Vrinda. So we have everybody. Vrinde Devi, she is born in Srikanda, near Katwa. There is Srikanda. There, Vrinde Devi's village is there, called Srikanda Gram. Everybody is devotee there. Vrinde Devi appeared there. In this way, once Radha and Krishna joined in, once Radha and Krishna became Gauranga in Vrindavana, immediately in order to serve this golden beautiful form, immediately Lalita Sakhi turned into Swarup Damodar, and immediately Vishaka Sakhi turned into Ramanaya, and immediately all of them turned into whatever they're in Chaitanya Leela. And in this way, so we can see that uh, um, like this. So we should be, and this Sikhi Mahiti's house, Madhavi Devi is there. She's a pure devotee Vaishnavi. She's an elderly lady. So what happens is this Bhagavan Acharya, who's also a very affectionate devotee of Lord Chaitanya. Seniors, all of them have very clear consciousness, filled with Gaura Prem. And he sends this Chota Haridas to get rice from Sikhi Mahiti's sister's house. So he goes to Sikhi Mahiti's house and, of course, brings back very, very nice white rice, beautiful rice from Bengal. Because generally in Orissa, they get brown rice. In Bengal, they get white rice. And also boiled rice and white rice, something like that. Not boiled rice, actually. Brown rice and white rice, anything. So then it is almost like 40 kgs and very nicely cooked. And Bhagwan Acharya, and he invited Lord Chaitanya to have afternoon meal every time, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, any sannyasi should not lit the gas, not the gas, any stove, any fire for his own cooking. He should not cook for himself. A sannyasi, he can have a assistant, a brahmachari who can cook, or he can eat raw, or he can beg from Grahastha's house and eat. But he should not reside in Grahastha's house. It's very, very important. One sannyasi should never live in Grahastha's house or take residence of a Grahastha's house. Temporarily he can take up, but not permanently. Temporarily for a night or so he can take up, but should not live permanently. So otherwise, Madhukari, he begs. So Lord Chaitanya goes to some Grahastha's house every day afternoon. Some Grahastha will invite. Otherwise, in Gambira only they'll cook. His servant Govinda will cook. His personal assistant and servant Govinda will cook. So what happened is, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and ate there, then he understood that there is some contamination. But of course, he appreciated the food because Madhavi Devi has given the rice and Bhagavan Acharya has cooked. So there is no fault in, but he can understand the consciousness present. So he asked the simple questions: who actually supplied the rice? He knows Bhagavan Acharya cooked, so there is no issue. Then where from this rice came? Then Bhagavan Acharya said that it has come from Madhavi Devi's, which is Sakhi Mahiti's sister, Sakhi Mahiti's house. Oh, then there is no problem. Clear, conscious, mature Vaishnavas. And then he asked, who brought the rice? Third question. Who cooked? He already know. He didn't ask. Who gave? He asked. No problem. And who brought it? Then now it is standing here that he said Chota Haridas brought. Then Lord Chaitanya naturally simply appreciated the wonderful cooking and the glorification of the nice rice which is offered to Lord, and he glorified the prasadam. Then he went back to his quarters and ordered to Govinda that hereafter that Chota Haridas should never come in front of me. I should never see him again. Neither sing for me, service is also gone. No, he cannot sing for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He cannot come in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even for darshan. He cannot enter the quarters where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is staying. Totally prohibited. This is where yesterday's Lord Chaitanya's pastime was stopped. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu today will explain what is the reason this is being done. And all of you kindly attend today Chaitanya Leela, so that you will know exactly how Lord Chaitanya, he kapata, he doesn't like kapata, he wants sarala. That today in Chaitanya Charitamrita we'll see that how Lord Chaitanya appreciate the word sarala is mentioned. Sarala is mentioned by Prabhupada in the purport. That sarala word. Sarala means simple heart, not complicated. To maintain their own prestige and position amongst the devotees, they stay as brahmacharis, great people, this, that, and do some nonsensical activities. Better become a grahastha, no? Get married, take family responsibilities. Why do you want to think of a woman and not tell that you come to Bhagavatam class to look at some women? You think Lord Chaitanya will not know this? Lord Chaitanya knows. Krishna is conscious of every living entity. We are not conscious of Krishna. That doesn't mean that Krishna is in ignorance. Krishna will not know. He knows in and out of you. Especially when you become a devotee, you chant Hare Krishna Mantra. His full attention is on you. So we should not be inside out, inside another person, outside, and having so much Kaprat Nataka. You do a drama, you think Lord Chaitanya will not reveal. He will reveal, especially when somebody is a pure devotee. Always I used to say, Guru Maharaj is like an X-ray machine. He knows you, everything about you, but he will never manipulate you. He will never tell you that I know. He will never tell you I know. He will be as innocent, shaking his head. And if you try to manipulate him, then Lord Chaitanya will show who is Lord Chaitanya. Then you will have your own good time. That is the thing. So here, This here we see that two examples. The similar thing is coming here. It's so amazing that same in Guru Maharaj's Lord Chaitanya class. Almost before a week, 3-4 days, I felt that the same thing is coming for us also. So 100% our class is being blessed by Lord Chaitanya, of course, and also by Guru Maharaj is very authoritatively we are doing. That is very clearly proved that it is coming like it's like trains to tracks. Now and then I see similarities. So here we see that Lord Shiva became very angry. So Vaishnava. So Vaishnava cannot withstand this duplicity and all this diplomacy and all this complicated, duplicious activities. They like to deal with Sarala devotees. We will also be Sarala devotees, but gradually when we mix with management people, we also lose this sorry. Can you hear me? Something in
Yes,
the
yes.
phone call. Uh, so thinking that I'm an advanced devotee, so I will very nicely do like this, do like that. I'll cheat like this, like that. Okay. So this is we have to maintain our saralata. Lord Chaitanya will so much appreciate our saralata. As soon as we try to become a big person, big manager, then Lord Chaitanya will lose the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Gradually. Initially, we'll do it only for the service of Krishna. We will tell lies, we will do this, we will do that. Initially, we'll think I'm doing this in the service of gradually, eating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication, these kind of thoughts will gradually come because falsely we are posing. Falsely we are posing and we will think that no problem, Krishna knows everything, Guru knows everything. So I don't have an issue. So like this. But gradually, what will happen? Our tendency to break the regulative principle will get inside. Maya will find a loophole and she will enter. Not with all the Vaishnavas, but with Guru and Gauranga, we should be genuine and sincere. Especially those who are our well-wishers, who are guiding us really nicely, then we should not be hiding from them. If you check their genuinity other than Guru Maharaj, otherwise Guru will advise, take guidance from them. If Guru is advising you, take guidance from them. You can trust. And anytime you don't see the trustworthiness, immediately you should go to Guru and write that or tell that I'm finding this reason that I don't have any more trust on that person. Siksha Guru, kindly, you can guide me, whom else I can take a Siksha. Absolutely no problem. But in Guru Maharaj and in Gauranga, absolutely no diplomacy. If you do that, you will really be in soup. So here, this is very dangerous, and Prabhupada is explaining very nicely. Kindly listen very attentively to today's class. It's very important to maintain our purity, especially in the matter of illicit sex, intoxication, these kind of things which should not, Maya should not carry us away. We should not break the principles which our acharyas are quoting. Acharya, whatever he says, we have to take it to the head and execute it. I'll die, but I won't do it. I'll die, but I won't do it. This much strength we should have on that word. But people will speak, I will die, but I won't do it. But you will see that they are living a duplicitous life outside because the saralata is missing. The sarala, that purport, Prabhupada's purport, is very nice in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So here, Shiva cannot see this. Shiva is a very dear friend of Brahma. So he is chasing, I'll kill you. You do this, you run behind that woman, I'll finish you. And Shiva is so very angry, very. Shiva gets angry. He's actually destroyer of the universe. So with the Trisula, he is running with the trident. So Brahma fled in fear of life. So this is one example which is shown as an analogy how Ashwatthama ran, seeing Arjuna. Seeing Arjuna, Ashwatthama ran one. So two, that Ka is mentioned and Arka. So Ka is Brahma. Ka, the word Keshava. How the word Keshava came? Because Brahma is called Ka. There you see in the purport, Brahma is called Ka. Ka Isha. The dear Lord of Brahma. How dear Lord? The Lord himself is the Guru. Naturally, a disciple have affection for Guru. And Brahma doesn't have father, mother, brother, sister. Nobody is born out of the lotus, yaar. No uncle, auntie, this, that. Everything. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva. Tvameva bandhuscha saka tvameva. Tvameva vidya cha dravinam tvameva. Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. We may say this, but we may not feel that. We may think he's my mother, father, and all that relationship. But Brahma, literally nobody. Literally Mahavishnu is the father. So he had so much affection, and every day the baby will go and sleep in the lap of the mother, like Brahma goes and sleeps in the lap of Vishnu. And Vishnu, full night, he will give dreams that how he has to create the next day, how he has to play around the baby. The father teaches the baby how to play like that. The full night, Mahavishnu will teach Brahma. Brahma is a very, very wonderful, pure devotee. See, even devotees, pure devotees, having this allurements. So we should be very, very careful. We are not getting allured by anything. By always remembering our spiritual master, we'll be saved. Always we remember our spiritual master. If I break regulative principle, any regulative principle, nothing is small, nothing is big. It'll hurt my guru. I will never do it because I love him. So Kha means Brahma, and Isha, Kha Isha. So is the Lord also is Krishna only. Because Krishna appeared, Mahavishnu told, I am not Supreme Lord. I'll show you who my source is. And he showed, Goloka eva nijadami taleshu tasya. How beautifully Brahma is describing without seeing. How will he describe? How will Chinta Mani Prakarasatmasu Brahma Samita. So how Brahma can describe without seeing? So his spiritual master was Krishna. So Mahavishnu showed Krishna. Krishna gave the Vedas through the flute. Flute sound entered. From that only this beautiful Bhagavatam, Vedic literatures, everything came. That is how Brahma has the Veda in his hand. So then he knows everything. Brahma knows everything because he knows Krishna. So then Isha. Who's the Isha? Then he knows Mahavishnu is my Isha. But more than that, Mahavishnu has shown his source. But whose expansion is he is Krishna. So Kaka, Isha, Keshava. Keshava. This is only in Chaitanya Charitamrita you'll find. You'll not find in any other book. Kesi the demon is there and Krishna killed the Kesi demon. So he is called Keshava. It's written in all the other books. But only in Chaitanya Charitamrita, in Prabhupada is mentioning, and also in the sloka it is coming. How the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is describing this. I think in Sanatana Goswami in Varanasi. That Kaka, Isha, Keshava. Brahma ka Ishvara. So Brahma is writing Brahma Samhita. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I will chant. I will glorify. Who's Govinda? Who's the Adi Purusha? Nobody is Adi. Anadir Adi Govinda. No other Adi to him. This is proof given by Brahma that he has seen Krishna because he pleased the spiritual master Mahavishnu. So he revealed. So beautiful. This Ka, word Ka here is amazing. Always remember, Ka means Brahma. Ka and Arka. Arka is another person. There is a pastime written here. I don't know much about it, but here beautifully Prabhupada is giving. Whatever Prabhupada is giving is more than enough for us to understand everything in Krishna consciousness. Except the authority to further propagate about Lord Chaitanya is handed over by in the parampara by Lord Chaitanya to Prabhupada, and then further Prabhupada has empowered His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj to reveal more about Gauranga. This is on the order of spiritual master. Guru Maharaj is revealing. The entire Dham is given to Guru Maharaj, and the same way to further propagate about Lord Chaitanya is authoritatively coming through disciplic succession. So Guru Maharaj, Chaitanya Leela and Chaitanya Charitamrita, everything put together, we will come to know more about Lord Chaitanya. Otherwise, Prabhupada books carries all the philosophical requirements. Okay, so here in Vamana Purana, there is another reference. Rajeshwar Prabhu, would you like to speak anything, or I'll continue and finish and you'll speak. Demon by the name Vidyannamali was gifted by glowing golden airplane. So he is actually going and night will not be there because he will come below the Kala Chakra and he will fly below the Kala Chakra. Then 24 hours there will be light, no use of sun only. Sun, actually by default, this entire universe is in darkness. We are actually living in darkness, and there's a day lamp. Krishna has fixed the tube light, daylight and a night light in the room, dark room. The daylight is a chariot of sun god who keep moving, And there is night light, which is the moon, which is glowing, which is giving light and amrita, nourishment for all the living entities. We are living because of the moon, not mainly because of the sun. They say that photosynthesis, sun and this and that. Sun gives the light basically. Sun has other duties. But moon is the one due to which actually plants are growing, not because of the sun. So this is mentioned in the scriptures. But and then in Bhagavatam especially. So here, these two are there. But if somebody is coming and, and switching off the light, or in the night they are coming and putting such a effulgence light, then the system gets disturbed. The cosmos system gets disturbed. So sun became very angry because this guy had such a effulgent plane. So plane can be so effulgent as a sun. So it need not necessarily sun is glowing ball. It can be a chariot. If a chariot can be glowing, why not a plane can glow? Instead of a sun, the plane will glow. So I told that transportation, some methodology of transportation there. It may be either a chariot or it may be a plane, but transportation is transportation. Demigods will have the chariot, demons will have the planes. But what Vaishnavas will have? Vaishnavas will have whatever is required for executing Krishna consciousness, preaching Krishna consciousness, loving Krishna. If chariot is there, they will get inside the chariot and do that. And if plane is there, they'll get inside the plane and do that. And this is like the Srivasa, the Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, the followers of Narada Muni, the followers of Srivas. Utility is the principle. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Uchyate, Rupa Goswami is mentioned. Anybody which can be used in the service of Krishna will be used. Prabhupada went in the ship. Guru Maharaj came in the plane. Guru Maharaj came in the first plane invented by Wright brothers. And he said that there were no seats. They were supposed to sit down. And it was shaking so heavily. Oh my God. He told how bad the flight was so many times. So Prabhupada went, he used the ship. He didn't say that, no, I will not use the plane. After that, Prabhupada started using plane. After Guru Maharaj came, then Prabhupada also came in flight. So they didn't say that, no, I want Pushpaka Vimana. Only that, then go organic. I'm doing organic farming and I want a Pushpaka Vimana. I will fly on top of the dove. No, whatever is available, I'll use it in the service of Krishna. Dhira Adhira Janapriya, beyond the bodily concept. Anybody who's tied with the silver chain or iron chain, both are bound. We have to remove their thing. That is our duty. We have to remove the chain, not discriminate anybody based on bodily concept. This is a Vaishnava. Vaishnava will not discriminate. Sometimes somebody, a Gandharva, will suddenly become an Ashura. If somebody is a doorkeeper of Vaikuntha, will somebody suddenly become an Ashura? Somebody Gandharva, Visa Virtasura, he suddenly became a demon just by a curse of Parvati. Whom do we know who they are? Better is simply speak Krishna consciousness to them, rather analyzing their bodily concept. And you think they are conditioned, you think they are that body, youth people, I have to preach like that. Excuse, is not youth. He was a very old man who died, and the soul only got inside the youth body. This youth body also become old body. That time he'll again become an old man. An old man only is coming into the. Sometimes you see children in some children's program or somewhere, they will talk like a very matured person. Then when you see the subtle body, you'll see a very old lady sitting there and talking matured words. And people will appreciate, so small, so young, talking like anything. See this, no, so cute. No cute there. Sometimes you'll see a dog very affectionately looking at a baby and protecting it. Excuse me, last life the dog was the husband of that baby. So we know no spirit soul is permanent, the body is changing. We can see everything. How the karma is chasing, vasana is chasing them. So very clear idea we are getting from the Shastra. We should have Shastra Shakti. We should invest our faith on Guru, fully on Shastra and Sadhu. And then we execute our life. This is very important as a devotee, that we stay away. So here the sun god is chasing the plane of that Asura, who has a golden airplane, and he's defeating sun in glowing. He's defeating sun. So but the difference is, what is the difference? Krishna has set up this system. Why the Asura has to be killed? Now you can ask, okay, Why Krishna is partial? Why is he killing Ashura? Why is not the sun and him? He is having airplane. That is also awarded by Lord Shiva only. So Shiva is sometimes Asutosh. He won't have consideration and he will disturb the entire system thinking it is mercy. Pity is different from mercy. Sometimes will be ruthless, will be so strong and clear. And sometimes as Vaishnavas, we see that they are very clear. Why you are not speaking in a pleasing manner to the people? Why are you always talking about death? Why can't you? Sometimes we'll see Prabhupada speaks about rascal. We'll say somebody rascal because he's creating a disturbance in the society. So sometimes Lord Shiva, because he thinks mercy or something, then he gives some boon which is disturbing the entire system. So the entire vegetation has to come. By the moon only, the rays of the moon will nourish the vegetation. So if there is no night, if there is no moon, they won't get this nourishment and the entire world will become dry land. So there is a system and Asuras will come and keep disturbing the system. And then Indra Arivyakulam Lokam Ritayanti Yuge Yuge. So Krishna is maintenance, Vishnu, not Krishna. Krishna is common for all and lover of everybody. But Vishnu has taken the role as maintainer and he will take care of the situation. Like in a city, if there is robbers or thieves, how the government is taking care. Same way he is taking care. And he knows that when I kill that Ashura, he will go into Ashuric planet and continue living. He doesn't die forever. Nobody will die forever. They'll get the next body and they will live. So he will finish him off by killing. Oh, killed him, killing the normal, ordinary person who have not read the scriptures. For him, killing this, that, and all will be bewildered. Dhira, we are actually Dhiras. Dhiras means we know that he will live again. That doesn't mean that we go killing everybody. We follow the law. Basic law, as the government is putting red light, you don't cross. Any law we follow. If the government is telling for passport, you need to apply like this, we will follow the law. We won't outlaw. Same way, at the same time, we practice Krishna consciousness. And if the law is talking against Krishna consciousness, then we will stand by Krishna consciousness. That's all. Simple. Okay. Thank you very much. Randaraj Srimad Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Prabhu, Rajeshwara Prabhu, kindly add something you want to.
Can you display the words?
Yes. You want the verse or translation?
Words, yes.
Hmm.
So, Kumara, in this verse, you can see Ashwatthama is not introduced here or announced here as Brahmana or
Just you give
Kshatriya.
a minute. I'll just mute it. Oh, that is my Zoom. Just a second.
So you can see Tam apatantam savilaksha durat kumaraha. So Ashwatthama is not announced here as a Brahmana or Kshatriya. Rather, he is addressed here as the murderer of the princess, Kumaraha. Now, Kumara. Why Kumara? Because Kumara means boys. Boys. Boys means young age. And they have been murdered here, you can see. Why they have been murdered here? That means anytime death may come. And why Ashwatthama is fleeing? He killed the sons and he is fleeing now, fear of death. This is called Dehandra Buddhi. Dehandra Buddhi means bodily concept of life. This bodily concept of life makes a person Adhira. So there are two classes of men, Dhira and Adhira. In this material world, everybody is Adhira. Adhira means one who is fear of death. Dhira means one who has complete knowledge, one who is Krishna conscious and is not fear of death. Suppose wherever we are sitting, suddenly earthquake coming, everybody will be fear. But a Dhira, why he should fear? He knows after death, he will go back to Krishna. Or at least he will get another human body. Death is a torture that so much suffering that you cannot remain in the body. That is called death. It is as much suffering as that of birth. Birth and death are most suffering. And birth is so much torture and suffering that he cannot remain in the womb. And death is so much torture and suffering that he cannot remain in the body. And he has to give up the body. And Kumaraha. So it is not that, okay, now I am young, let me become old and then chant Hare Krishna. No. The death can come at any time. That is why Prahlad Maharaj, he was also attempted many times for death in the Kaumara age. So Prahlad Maharaj is also advising that Kaumaram Acharet Prajno Bhagavatam. So during the Kaumara age also, whenever there is a chance, you must chant Hare Krishna and take to Krishna consciousness. What is this Krishna consciousness movement is all about? What is that Srila Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the whole Acharya Parampara is giving us? He is giving us, they are giving us a chance to convert from Adira to Dhira. So you don't need to remain Adira anymore once you are Krishna consciousness, for you know the science of Krishna. Then you have become Dhira. If death is coming, okay, death will come. What is there to fear? What is there to fear? Either I'll go back to Krishna or I'll get another body. That's all. So there is nothing to fear. This is called Dhira. Adira means one who is in Tamogun, one who is materially afflicted, one who is in Degadra Buddhi, one who is in bodily concept. And in order to become Dhira, he need Guru. Tad Vijnanartham Guru Meva Vigachet. So he has to accept a spiritual master. Ashwatthama did not have one, but Arjuna had one. So Arjuna was Dhira, Ashwatthama was Adira. Anybody else who doesn't have a spiritual master is called Adira. Because those who are Dhira, he becomes Dhira only after obtaining a spiritual master. And then he gets this particular knowledge. So he comes to the Uttatamam, Jignashu Sreya Uttamam. That means Tamasaima Jyotirgama. Tamasaima means don't remain in darkness. Jyotirgama, go to the light. And what is the light? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami said that light is Krishna Surya Sama. Maya Hayantakara. Yaha Krishna Taha Nahi Maya Radhika. That is light. So light means that is Krishna consciousness. Which is anything which is not Krishna, that is Maya or Andhakar or darkness. So that will make one Adira. So as soon as one becomes Krishna conscious, he becomes Dhira. So this Krishna consciousness movement is giving a chance to every living entity here, at least human being, to become a Dhira, from Adira to Dhira. This opportunity is never ever given by any kind of education. Education means to become Dhira. But every education has become more Adira, that after completing education, oh my God, I don't have a job. They become more fearful. The fear is distributed in so many things. I don't have a job. I don't have money. I am not protected. Corona is there. 101 different, this Adira is increasing. That is not called education. Education means Krishna consciousness. And as soon as you chant Hare Krishna, engage in devotional service, you really become educated, which means you become Dhira. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments or realization? 5. 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you very much for the association. So let us get together sharp at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning by the chanting of the holy name of the Lord congregationally, and then proceed to Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Patitapan Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Patitapan Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo.
Namo Namaha.
Nobody asked any question, right? Because my speaker was not working. Nobody asked, right?
Somebody asked question? I don't.
My speaker was not working. I just went on counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, then. Thank you very
Okay.
much. Let's meet again tomorrow. Jai Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.
Hari Hari
Hari
Bol.
Hari Bol.